Come on, y'all! Let's go!
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Welcome to week 2 of fantasy football. In this episode, I'm going to review last week's games and not look back at my predictions because I don't remember them and I don't really care to look for them. So if you remember, if you won or lost, then I guess good for you. Last week, first matchup that shows up to me is Fuck the Commish, Jeff Roba. I don't appreciate that name, by the way, and myself. And Jeff came out with the victory. I congratulate him for that. It was a valiant effort, and yeah, he won 93 to 88. And I received poor performances from Toby Gerhart with 1 point and Hakeem Nicks with 3, while Jeff received poor performances from Chris Johnson, Victor Cruz, and Vincent Jackson, all scoring under 5 points. Jeff was led by Drew Brees and Pierre Garcon, as well as the Ravens defense on Monday Night Football, which fucked me. And I was led by Matt Forte, and that's about it. The next matchup from week 1 is Isaac, I'm Totally Not Fat, John Vassell, and Teach Me How to Dougie, David Mecca. This matchup was won by Dave, 91 to 88. Dave had poor performances from everybody except for Romo with 23, Akers with 16, and the Jets with 18. Everybody else was under 10 points. And John was led by Rodgers with 22, Sean Green with 15, and the Eagles defense had 13. Everybody else was under 10 points. John will have to look to bounce back. Right now he's looking pretty bad. He came out of the draft looking bad. Fred Jackson's hurt. I don't think this is a good year for John. Sorry. Not sorry. Okay, Team Burke versus Somewhere Over Dwayne Bowe. Jerry versus Klein. In this one, in a shocking surprise, Jerry comes out with the most points in the week at 105, the only one to break the century mark, and beats Klein with only 70 points. And if you remember my preseason predictions, I thought Klein was going to have a very good team, but he had a rough week. Jerry was led by everybody on his team except for Ronnie Brown and Justin Blackmon. Everybody else besides, and Garrett Hartley didn't have 10. Everybody else did very well. His receivers, Andre Johnson and Julio Jones, had 17 and 22. And RG3 did really well, and Jerry choked and didn't play him. So for that, I disrespect his win a little bit. Klein was led by Arian Foster, of course, and Ben Roethlisberger had a solid game, but everybody else was pretty bad. And Greg Jennings got hurt, which isn't good. The next matchup was Gronk Smash versus How's My Vic Taste. And I wish Neil could have come out with this one because Smirch just got another one of his famous 1-point wins where he doesn't put up a lot of points. Somehow plays great defense. Smirch got good performances out of Ray Rice with 20. And his kicker, Greg Zwerlin, Greg the Leg, did excellent. Defense by committee worked as usual with negative 4 points from the Buffalo Bills. And Neil, on the other hand, was led by Vic had 15, McCoy had 11, Bradshaw had 14. He was pretty consistent on the line, but D'Angelo Williams had a disappointing 6 carries for negative 1 yards. That was probably the killer there. So Smirts moves to 1-0, Neil moves to 0-1, as it should be for a noob in the league. Jeff doesn't understand that, of course, but okay, and final matchup for the last week. Rachel Chopped Like My Balls, that's the best name ever. Zach Moreno, even though I came up with the name. And one manning, one jar, Assad. Zach picked up a win, squeaked one out, 86 to 77. Good performances out of Tom Brady, DeMarco Murray, Brandon Marshall. Everybody else is pretty mediocre. Good overall performance though. And of course, Dougie Fresh, Doug Martin, is the second coming of Jesus Christ. Offensive rookie of the year, of the century. And God. And Assad didn't have any real strong performances. 16 out of the Texans defense, 12 out of Eli. Nothing too remarkable, and that was what led to his loss. So now I'm going to take a look at the matchups for week 2. And we'll start off with, I guess my own, because it comes up first to me. We got Smile for the Camera versus Team Burke. Cam is ready for a bounce-back week, I'll tell you that much. AP is back in the lineup. That is the deciding factor right now. Anything Jerry can do doesn't matter because Adrian Peterson's starting for me this week. Hakeem Nicks is a little bit banged up with his foot, and he didn't practice one day this week, but that's okay. I don't really care. because AP's starting. Ronnie Brown's still starting for Jerry. Hopefully he changes that because Ronnie Brown sucks and he sucked last week and Jerry believed me when I told him to get him when I was totally lying. Justin Blackman's still starting. I don't know why. Otherwise, Jerry's receivers are really good and Gronk's a beast. Predicting myself to win, obviously. I'm going to give myself, this is a week where, with Peterson in there, I'm going to give myself a win of 107 to 94. And Jerry will have a decent enough week. He had a great week last week, and he won, and he's the best, and all these other things that he wanted me to say. So there you go, Jerry. The next matchup is Morano and Klein. Brady versus Manning, the ultimate matchup. Foster and DeMarco, obviously Foster wins. I think Doug Martin's probably better than Michael Turner at this point. Michael Turner sucks. Klein has to start Michael Bush on Thursday night, and I'd like to believe that he sucks. And are you even coming back there? AJ Green, Brandon Marshall, CJ Spiller is going to have a good week against KC defense. I'm going to give Morano the win. I'll give him 110 to 84 for Klein because he's got some injuries and some guys that he wouldn't normally start, I guess, but I don't know. Okay, next matchup is John versus Neil. Rodgers, Vic. Vic's got the Baltimore defense, and so does McCoy, so that's going to hurt Neil. That helps John a lot, although John's running backs are, I don't know, without Fred Jackson, even with Fred Jackson, they're his receiver. Okay, Roddy White's got to be back this week, hopefully, and be better. Not a Julio Jones week again. I think Dez will have a good week against Seattle for some reason. I think that I fucking hate Dez. I don't know why I think that, but I do. Fitzgerald against New England is going to dominate, but it won't be enough because Johnny Vassell is going to win 93 to 79.
Wait, is Jeff's picture still there?
Sure. Okay, we got Smertz versus Assad. Smertz smartly has his favorite Patriots, Devon Ridley, in there now. And Jordy Nelson, Percy Harvin, Matthew Stafford, who sucked last week, Ray Rice, Darren McFadden, and then Assad's got Reggie Wayne in there this week, who got a ridiculous amount of targets last week. Assad's running backs still scare me a lot. Charles had a decent week, but he didn't get into the end zone. And Richardson did almost nothing against the Eagles last week. Hopefully he'll do a little better against Cincinnati, but they have a pretty good run defense. Eli's got Tampa, who aren't a great pass defense, so maybe he could do well. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Smertz has too much in the running department. Smertz will beat Assad 109 to 87. 87. I think this is the last matchup. Yeah. All right, Jeff versus Dave. Chris Johnson, obviously, this week. He's proved it again and again that he's worth 20 points a week. They're going to keep projecting him there, and he's going to keep scoring there. Drew Brees and Tony Romo, wash. Drew Brees has Carolina. They're not a good pass defense, actually. Drew Brees wins. Marshawn Lynch is still a little banged up with like back spasms and stuff, but he should be okay. Pierre Garçon somehow is the best ever, since RG3 is the best ever. Victor Cruz is going to have a down week because it's Hakeem next week because he's on my team. And Vincent Jackson will be good. Mike Wallace is going to have Darrelle Revis on him, so he's going to suck. And Meacham isn't that good, so and Jeff has Jimmy Graham. So Jeff wins 94 to 87. Because, yeah, 87. That sounds good. Okay, so there's your previews for Week 2. It starts tonight with the Packers versus the Bears, and then, yeah, everything else is on Sunday. It's Monday. So, this is your commissioner signing out. Enjoy your Week 2, and good luck.